First email comes in from Bob in East Atlanta. Curious what you guys think about this premise. I've been buying physical games so that I could always have a copy to pop into a console if it's backwards compatible. But since it's looking like this will be the last set of consoles with disk drives, should I go digital since that will be the only way to play old games on the next-gen consoles? Do you guys think that this is actually the last set of consoles with drives? I had not considered that until I read this email.
I think.
Well,
I think when
they can't until internet is good enough in all of America, right?
Yeah.
And it's
that's still a huge problem.
And the rest of the world too. There's a lot of
totally. Sorry,
shit
totally.
internet.
I mean,
America's pretty backwards even against the rest of the world.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, who knows what things look like in 7 years in a lot of respects, but
I think if they want to do that, they will have to figure out some way to authenticate discs on a diskless machine. Whether that's like, hey, put these discs in a PC and send us these discs and we will break them and add them to your account. I don't know. Like, send us the UPC
picture of
codes.
yourself with the disc.
Right. I don't know. Or here's an external drive you can plug into it that only works to authenticate that the disc is in the drive and you still have to download it or whatever.
Send us a video of you shooting your game with a gun.
That's right.
We will flag it on
What's
your
the
account.
fifth word on the second page of the instruction manual?
Now you're talking. I don't know. Like, drives are so cheap in terms of manufacturing costs. Like, it kind of...
I don't know. Apparently it's $100. You look at these PlayStation 5s.
I don't know if I see next consoles after these dropping disk drives entirely. I'm sure that if it made business sense, they would love to do it, but it doesn't seem like it makes practical sense.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a weird... I'm trying to think about how you would manage that process of like, okay, we're no longer doing discs, but we're going to turn we're going to figure out a way to make it whole for you. But I don't know how you do that without everyone just taking the library, like getting it in there and then handing it to someone else and saying like, all right, now you do it. And then everyone gets all the old games for free.
And again, that's just backwards compatibility. That's not even taking into account distributing new games.
Right. Yeah.
Of course, I mean, like, we're getting to the point where the downloads that go along with a disk install are so huge anyway that, like, you're kind of stuck. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, the game is barely functional off a disk without some gigantic patch anyway, so... I don't know.
It's like, it feels like that era, like, like PCs went through this at some point, where you would, there are still cases where you go out and buy a DVD case and crack it open. There's just a Steam code in there.
Right.
Where they just like get to the point where like, we're not even putting a disc in here. Screw you. But even still, it's like, here's just a disc that installs a bunch of assets that you still authenticate through Steam and all this other stuff. Right. And you still have to enter the key to play it. And, like PCs kind of went through that and came out the other end, but you can always put a drive in a PC if you want to have that. So I think if they, if these consoles just keep getting more and more PC-like, then maybe they just put like literally, hey, hook up an external drive. Because they're not running anything off those drives anymore.
No, it's just for install.
Like it all installs. Yeah. So as long as they can spin that disc up and say, yes, that's a real disc, it's legit, and now we're going to just download all the assets from the internet the same way we would if you purchased it digitally. There's no reason why they couldn't just do that as an external drive for people who want it. So maybe that's the way stuff like that goes.
Sure.
I don't know.
Yeah, I could see it. Maybe. Similar or related question from Dante in Duluth, Georgia. I'm a GameFly subscriber, and they are only stocking the PS4 discs of certain games, which they believe will automatically become the PS5 version once you put them into your PS5 console, like Miles Morales and Sackboy. Does this jive with your understanding of how this all works? I think that's right.
I have no idea.
On the digital side, that is how that works, I believe.
Right.
Is you buy the game once, you buy Miles Morales once, and you can play it on both consoles. Same for like Bugsnax and stuff like that. I would assume that's how it works with the discs as well. But I'm not 100% sure about that.
You guys haven't received discs, have you?
No.
No.
Yeah, I mean that would be a case where it would have to just download the entire game, I guess. If you like if you had a PS4 Miles Morales disc, it would have to download the entire PS5 game when you stuck that disc in, right?
Probably.
Do they make a PS4 Miles Morales disc
version? I don't know, actually. It's a lot to keep up with.
Yeah. I mean, they must if that's what GameFly. Also, GameFly still exists.
That's the most surprising part of this email to me.
Let's type in Miles Morales into GameStop.com. So they have, a PS4 disc that is just Spider-Man Miles Morales. They have 2 PS5 discs, one of which is Miles Morales Launch Edition, and one is Miles Morales Ultimate Launch Edition, which is the $70 one that comes with the Spider-Man. That comes with the Spider-Man. Pre-order and receive the tracksuit Spidey suit number 2, 3 extra skill points, and a gravity well gadget.
3 skill points?
3 skill points.
Wow.
I'm going to say that's not useful.
No.
That's not a useful pre-order bonus in the context of...
You level very fast in that game.
Product description. Nothing on this retailer page says anything about the PlayStation 5. I don't know.
Yeah.
You might just be able to only play the PS4 version if you have that disc for all we know. But yeah, there are 3 retail SKUs sitting here for physical versions of the game. One is a PS5 that is just Miles Morales, and then one is a PS5 that has the remaster in there too. And then there's just this PS4 one that doesn't have the remaster because it's
I wonder if that'll be up to individual publishers, how that works, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I imagine that a standard will form eventually over time. And there will probably still be prickly studios out there, but
and I don't know how they message that. For all we know, I'm just okay, on the front of the box for the PS4 version it says PS5 upgrade available. On the front of the PS4 box. So that it must do something, but for all we know, that could be a code in the box.
Yeah.
No, because that would give you a digital version of the game, and then you could sell the disc back. So it can't be.
There's never been a better time to play video games.
Maybe putting the disc in, it just lets you pick either build the same way you do with the digital code.
That's probably once you've authenticated it there that you've got it. It probably just
asks you which one you want to install. Maybe.
Yeah. That's probably what it does.